Hello everyone, here's another review I have of WCW Clash of the Champions 27, which took place back on June 23rd, 1994 from Charleston, South Carolina. We kick off the show with a return bout from Slamboree, which was a month earlier, as the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags, in the unfamiliar role of challengers, took on Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan, accompanied by Dave Sullivan for the Tag Team Championship. Cactus and Jerry Sags start out, they slug each other in the corner. Eventually, Cactus and Kevin hit double clotheslines on both Nasty Boys. Sullivan and Brian Knobbs get into a slugfest. Sullivan with a pair of noggin knockers. Sullivan presses Cactus off the top rope onto both Nasty Boys. Kevin was in peril, taking punishment. Cactus eventually got tagged in. He did his Cactus clothesline on Knobbs out to the floor. Cactus missed a dive out to the floor on both Nasty Boys, hitting the guardrail. Sags back suplexed Cactus on the floor. They eventually, back in the ring, they clotheslined each other. Knobbs attacks Dave on the floor, as does Sags, and I don't know if somebody got hit with Dave's crutch. Back in the ring, Cactus hits Brian Knobbs with a double DDT and pins him to retain the Tag Team Championship. Next up, in a singles matchup, we see the newly, repackaged Guardian Angel, which, for those who don't know, was the late Ray Traylor, best known as the Big Boss Man, Big Bubba Rogers. Well, the reason behind this character was 2 months earlier they did this angle where after attacking Harley Race after losing a match to Vader at Spring Stampede 2 months earlier, Commissioner Nick Bockwinkel took away the nightstick from him and said, "You are no longer the boss." And as a way, and the reason behind that was the WWF threatened to sue WCW, felt that the boss was too close to the Big Boss Man character. And so that was the reason behind why he was no longer the boss. And then they just repackaged him as the Guardian Angel, and they show a vignette of him hanging around the real Guardian Angels of New York City, led by Curtis Sliwa. And yeah, then they show Guardian Angel comes to the ring for a match with Tex Slazenger. Slazenger had later become Phineas Godwin and also Midian. Not much of a match here. Tex had locked up, and the Angel's up against the ropes, and Tex hits him instead of giving him a clean break. And I think two more blows in, and then Angel hits a flurry of fists. Then he does Tex is down, slumped on the second rope. Angel does the running start to the ropes and that leg across the ropes. Then he went under the ropes, had a punch to the face while Tex was still slumped against the ropes. Angel misses a clothesline, but he catches Tex for, I don't know what he called it, as the Guardian Angel. I mean, we knew it as the Boss Man Slam. When he was Big Bubba Rogers, it was called the Bubba Spike. I think you know that move, folks, what I'm referring to. And the Guardian Angel picked up the win over Tex Slazenger. Next was another return bout from Slamboree last month, as Lord Steven Regal, accompanied ring by Sir William, challenged Larry Zbyszko for the World Television Championship. Now, at Slamboree the month prior, in my Slamboree 94 review, Zbyszko had pinned Regal in a non-title match, and then on an episode of WCW Saturday Night, Zbyszko pinned Regal to win the World TV title, and this was Regal's return match. Regal attacked early on. Zbyszko came back with a flurry. Regal went for the double underhook suplex, and Zbyszko countered with a backdrop, and that was we nearly got the finish once again of Slamboree 94, but Regal was ready and let go of Zbyszko to kick out of that. Zbyszko gives Regal a suplex and a pile driver, but Regal kicks out, gives him a neck breaker. Then he does a double gouge on Regal's eyes with his. Zbyszko does like both of his feet over Regal's eyes, gouging his eyes with his boots. Regal eventually came back with uppercuts, a short knee drop. Eventually Larry came back, puts Regal in a bear hug, takes him down to the mat, tries for a Boston Crab. Regal powers out of it where Regal's legs are on Zbyszko's shoulders, and the referee goes to count. Regal grabs the rope, and Regal pins Zbyszko to regain the World Television Championship. And Zbyszko pretty much, I think, went back to the announce booth after this short run working with Regal. The next match is another return bout from Slamboree the previous month, as Johnny B. Bad once again challenged Stunning Steve Austin for the United States Championship. And since the pay-per-view a month prior, Austin was no longer managed by Colonel Robert Parker. They exchange blows early on. Bad goes to work on Austin's arm. He hits a drop kick, then hits a second drop kick, and Austin goes out to the floor. Bad hit a clothesline from the top rope, hits a drop toe hold, and a nice drop toe hold of the front face lock. Goes back to work on Austin's arm. He misses that left hook of his, which he called the kiss that don't miss. Austin caught Bad running. Bad came running at Austin in the corner. Austin caught him with a foot. Austin with 2 short knee drops. Bad came back with a back body drop, a DDT, another back drop. Austin eventually tried to superplex Bad, but Bad thwarted that by throwing Austin off of him. Bad missed the top rope sunset flip onto Austin. Bad hit a clothesline. He was hit punches in the corner, and after the referee was trying to get Bad away from Austin, let Austin out of the corner, Austin pulls him brass knuckles, hits Bad in the gut with it, takes down a small package and pins him. But a second referee comes out and tells him what happened, and as Austin's getting his hand raised, the brass knucks came out, which were hidden under his armpit, land on the mat, and Bad schoolboys Austin to pin him and seemingly win the U.S. title, but we never really got an official word about it if Bad had won by DQ, or obviously because Johnny B. Bad is not in the record books as a WCW United States heavyweight champion, so no matter how you slice it, Austin had retained the U.S. belt once again. Then it was time for the main event of this Clash of the Champions, and talk about living up to the name, as Sting, the WCW International World Champion, which is what the big gold belt was known as at the time, against WCW World Heavyweight Champion Nature Boy Ric Flair. And right before the match came out, to really make this look like a big deal, Nick Bockwinkel was in the ring, and he had held on to both belts. Sensuous Sherry, who had come to WCW about a month or so before this show, she comes to the ring, and she's got like some kind of mask on, reveals she's wearing Sting's face paint. The match was on. Sting press slammed Flair twice, hit numerous clotheslines. Sting absorbed Flair's punches and chops in the corner. Sting beals Flair out of the corner, hits a drop kick, but Sting missed a second drop kick as Flair held on the ropes, tried for the figure 4 leg lock. Sting countered with a small package. Flair kicks out. Flair gets into a shoving match fight with the referee. Sting eventually misses the Stinger splash in the corner. Flair chops Sting out on the floor. Back in the ring, he drops two knee drops on him. Hits a back suplex. Goes for the figure 4 again, but Sting kicks away. Flair puts a sleeper hold on him, but Sting uses momentum for Flair to hit the turnbuckle. Sting slingshots Flair into the corner, suplexes Flair from the apron, clotheslines him. Sting suplexes Flair back into the ring from the apron. Sting hit a superplex. He went for a top rope splash, but he missed. Flair suplexes Sting, but Sting absorbed that one and got up. Sting clotheslines Flair out of the ring. Sting goes for a dive on the floor, but Flair pulls Sherry in the way. And, eventually they get back in the ring. Sting's trying to check up on Sherry. Flair schoolboys Sting, hooks the tights and pins him to win the match and unifies both World Heavyweight titles. After the match, Sherry comes in the ring. She and Flair embrace. It was all a big ruse. Flair and Sherry attack, double team Sting until Hulk Hogan, who made his first, I guess, appearance on a show in WCW, cleared the ring of Flair, and Sherry slaps Hogan in the face, and before Hogan could do anything, Flair grabs Sherry's legs and pulls her out of the ring. With the exception of 2 matches, this was like watching a rerun of Slamboree the month earlier, but like watching a free Slamboree, I guess. I did enjoy this show. I mean, I guess because, like I said, about a year prior, that Clash of the Champions was shortened from 2.5 hours to just 2 hours. So, hopefully, I mean, Flair and Sting, I can't remember them ever having a bad match. And as I said in the Slamboree 94 review, that Johnny B. Bad and Steve Austin, I can't remember the two of them ever having a really bad match. No pun intended to Johnny B. Bad. Okay. But, but looking back, the Guardian Angel character, that just didn't, nobody seemed to care, you know. I guess it got over, maybe it's safe to say it got over like a fart in church. But nonetheless, a decent Clash of Champions. Not as great as many Clash of Champions that came prior to this one, but still a good show. And you know, just sucked they only did 5 matches instead of 6. But you know, WCW was still doing good at this point before Hulk Hogan had arrived. Well, he had arrived at this very show.